Big truck, tell them where this plane going.
Now as we land in Montego Bay, it's like that,
It's
y'all.
like
Coming
that,
from
y'all.
Jamaica, you know that it's a fact,
And
y'all.
it's a fact,
The
y'all.
truck in case paid, now we rock and ride. Now we sippin' on Bahama Mamas when we ride. Shalom, shalom, shalom. I'm your host, Big Truck, and here on The Rhythm, we talk about relationships, we give relationships advice, and I stay focused on the dynamics of communication and what men and women need from each other. Without further ado, I'm gonna let Miss Jazzy Brown. If you ever get a chance to go to her YouTube channel, subscribe, get up her likes. Queen's doing amazing things, much love and respect. But we're going to get into it, and we're going to talk about it along the way. Some very, very important knowledge. And you see why I couldn't stress it enough. Communication is the vocal point. Communication is the key. Communication can open up many doors. You have to be willing to communicate. You cannot be afraid to communicate. So many people will sit up here and tell you the things that they don't like and what they won't do, but have a hard time telling you of how they feel and what they want to do or what they will do. So without further ado, what do? We spit fire. Check it.
Listening to your relationship style, like if we kind of broke it down into like to-dos specifically, like what does a submissive woman do for her man?
Pay attention.
Everything.
What does that mean?
You know, like packing his bag, unpacking his bag, just making sure all the things that he wants. And like, I pretty much read his mind. So it's like if I know you and I study you, like I know how you are in the morning, I know how you are about midday, I know when you're in this mood, what you need. Like before you can ever ask me for something, I'm already on it. I mean, he's spoiled. And you know, when I talk to my girlfriends about it, they're always like, oh, how you guys doing? And I'm just like, girl, he's rotten. I'm like, he's spoiled rotten. Like he's rotten. But I love that. Like I want him to be that. I think my biggest flex is how I treat my man.
Look at how she says it. It's not what she says, it's how she says it. She spoils her man. Okay? Before she studies her man, whether it's your husband, wife, person you're dating, you're in a relationship with, whatever the case may be, when you study that person and you know that person's ways, that is such amazing to where before you can even say anything or do anything, it's already done. If I know that I'm dating a woman, we're out to dinner, I know she's allergic to tomatoes, seafood, and I take orders, I know not to order anything that got tomatoes or seafood in it because she's allergic to it. Because I know her. And vice versa. You have to be willing to study your partner. You have to be willing. And being submissive is not a bad thing. I know you got these feminists. Being submissive is some type of slavery or controlling. No. For the right woman, I will submit to. Vice versa. For the right man, she will submit to. Because both know who they are submitting to. You get that feminist talk out your mind. That's bullshit. Like I said, I'm getting your ass. We're gonna learn today. There's nothing wrong with submitting to one another. We know who we are submitting to. And being able to study your partner. Being able to know the needs of your partner. Being able to come through. Let's go.
You know what I mean? And my biggest flex should be how I treat myself. which is kind of fucked up. It's kind of messed up.
What are you getting from all that you're giving? What are you asking for in return?
You know what's interesting, and you saw my reaction when I was like, you say that? You asked for that? You know what I mean? I think that I have gotten better at saying the things that I need, but if I don't get it the first time, I don't like to say it again.
So would you do what you're doing for a broke dude?
I'm gonna stop right there, because I kind of know what her reaction is, her response is gonna be. But here's the thing. Knowing or being able to do, let's just back up. I want to back up. Let's back up.
Should be how I treat myself, which is kind of fucked up. It's kind of messed up.
What are you getting from all that you're giving? What are you asking for in return?
You know what's interesting, and you saw my reaction when I was like, you say that? You asked for that? You know what I mean? I think that I have gotten better at saying the things that I need.
I used to have a problem with that, stating what I need. And it wasn't until I hit this storm in 2019. When I hit this storm within my marriage, it taught me so much. Number one, to set limitations, not to allow someone to mistreat me, take me for granted. And in that, I've also learned it's okay to tell a woman what you need. Not what I want, but what I need. And I believe the needs are so important across the board. Even if you flipped it, a woman should be able to tell a man what she needs. We're talking about realistic needs. And when you get comfortable with that, you know the person will comprehend you better, because now you've spoken, you let it be known, hey, this is what I need. And you shouldn't have to repeat yourself. Let's go.
Get it the first time, I don't like to say it again.
So would you do what you're doing for a broke dude?
What do you call broke?
Requires your financial support as well.
No. I think to be broke, you can be
Still a great lover, still very romantic, still very emotionally supportive. But I'm just like asking.
I wouldn't even know that. I wouldn't even know that he's all those things. Because I think there's a lot of people who are financially stable who are broke-minded, and I can't get down with that either.
So let me just clarify the question. What are the requirements from a man to bring to Jazzy in order to get this level of love from you?
I think it's how you make me feel.
Come on.
I have to feel safe with you
Come
emotionally.
on.
You have to excite me.
Come
I
on.
need edge. So all this cute, soft shit that I need him to be emotionally this, I do need that. But I also need some edge. And I also need a man that is like, like I am a submissive. So like, in a way, my love language in sex is like, I like for you to tell me what to do. So sometimes it's like, Jazz, sit your ass down somewhere.
Now see that right there? Is even a crackhead can see this. And at the end of the day, never be afraid to go after what you want. Never be afraid to stay what you need. It's almost like when you see that person that you like, that person that excites you, you two are together, you're dating, you're like, instead of rejecting a person, accept the person, receive the person. Too many good people, men and women, get rejected instead of received. I'm going to receive you. Like I tell most people, I'm the most nice, sweetest, kind-hearted, caring, loving, giving person you'll meet. But at the same time, I get in your ass and won't think twice about it and come from the shoulders with it. Don't let this niceness fool you. I'm a big old teddy bear, But if you rub that teddy bear the wrong way, he's going to turn into a grizzly bear. And it's going to be a long day. Because I'm not no simp. I'm not no fool. Catch it.
Shit. What I do? Let me sit down, but it's like someone who is a very, you can be emotional and be soft and things like that, but I still need you to have a little sprinkle of that edge.
Do you need an alpha male?
Yes. Only. And and I think men are confused on if they are or not. And if you are confused, you're not one.
I just want to say one thing too to comment on the sister. You see, her needs is something totally different from these modern women. The things that come out of her mouth is more realistic than these modern women. And that's the thing that I want you to get. That's the thing I want to drive home, especially to us men. Men, we do got to have an edge on us. Men, we have to continue to be respectful men. Men, we have to continue to be leaders. Okay? We have to continue to be protectors. We have to continue to be providers. Because when you do this for a woman like this, you're not missing out on anything. Because look what she's doing in return for you. When you do the right things for the right person, and you come straight from the heart with it, she's a real woman. She's going to give it back to you. 100 grand. She's going to give it back to you. That's what real women do. Real men say and do real things. Real women say and do real things.
What is an alpha male?
I think in my experience of an alpha male, it is somebody who is respected. Walks in the room and everybody just kind of like feels their presence.
Some people can interpret submissiveness as like anything goes, like I'll put up with anything.
No way. I mean, like, I think anything goes for sure if you're comfortable
Come
with
on.
a person. Because I'm doing shit I never did before. I'm just like, I would have never done this, but you know what? I'm comfortable with this person and I feel safe.
And that's what happens. When you're safe and you're comfortable with a person, you'll be doing things that you would never think you would do nor say. But at the end of the day, you're changing. Because for that right person, your views are going to change. You're going to have a different perspective. Because you're not going to let that person walk out of your life. You're not going to let that person get away. If that person is bending over backwards for you, why not bend over backwards for him?
Do you have an example?
Anal. You're like, have an example? Yeah, that.
Do you do it for you or do you
Let it finish.
do it for them?
I do it for him because for me, I'm not at a place where I like it yet. We had one successful time where I was like, okay.
Even when it comes to sexual pleasures and sexual things, to an extent, again, like she said, she found herself doing things that she said that she would never ever do and stood her ground on that. But when it comes to pleasuring, and we're going to talk about that too in other episodes of The Rhythm, we're going to talk about what it means to pleasure each other. That stimulating, that mental, before it gets to the physical. You see what I'm saying? And it's gonna get deep. However, when you have these deep conversations, you gotta be ready for it. Most people are not ready to have these type of conversations because it's going deep, it's getting deep. But at the end of the day, you want to have these type of conversations because you know your partner. You're learning your partner. And to me, when you're done learning your partner, learn something else about your partner. When you think you've learned everything about your partner, find something else to learn. You can never stop learning your partner. Have fun doing it. Have fun learning from each other. Have fun teaching each other. Have fun sharing. It all depends on your attitude. How your attitude is. Once again, shout out to Miss Jazzy Brown. And I'm gonna be taking a lot of her clips as well and talking about it, because as men, we need to listen to a woman's point of view. We need to listen to a woman's perspective. We need to listen to what a woman has to say. Because on the flip side, believe me, on the flip side, and this channel is continue growing, a lot of women need to listen to what a man has to say. Not a boy, but what a man has to say. Because when you listen to what a man has to say, and he's speaking from a place in his soul, and that rhythm is on point, you know he's speaking truth. Vice versa. Be careful who you listening to too. But listen to the right things and not the wrong things. And sometimes we have to learn to shut up and sit down and listen. We can learn something. You ready for part 2 of The Rhythm? Your boy Big Truck. One love. Shalom.